year I try to add a couple more muddy tree stands to my arsenal as I add more hidey-hole food plots, or the Connex data gives me a little bit more information about where deer are moving, and I connect those dots. And that's what we've been doing this week, is putting together and hanging some new muddies.
Growing Deer TV is brought to you by Bass Pro Shops. Also by Reconics, Trophy Rock, Gallagher, Muddy Outdoors, Eagle Seed, Nikon, Winchester Ammunition, Redneck Hunting Blinds, Derby City Turkey Calls, Dead Downwind, Ansman, and Antler Dirt.
Adam, Matt, and I were doing a little scouting this week. We found a big white oak in the middle of a patch of timber I don't go in much that's raining acorns. A lot of caps on the ground, a lot of crunchies where the deer have been biting acorns in half. And that's a great sign because acorns are just starting to fall here in the Ozark Mountains. And if you can find some of those first trees that are really producing well, that's gonna be what I call a feed tree. A lot of deer coming in there. Nice rub 20, 30 yards away, lots of scatter in the tree, lots of crunchies. We hung a muddy in there and we'll be hunting that site soon. That's what I call MRI, most recent information, and sometimes your best bucks come from MRI. Just like MRI, you want to review your food plots even through the hunting season, not just during the growing season in summer. So we took a little time this morning to check it out and see how the wheat's come along and how the beans are still holding up. Tuesday, September 27th, and it's really a food game right now. It's too early for the mature bucks to be doing rutting behavior. Studying food and thinking about food for next year is ideal for deer hunting and management plan. Huge advantage of a Group 7 or really late maturing soybean is that it keeps producing green forage until the frost. You'll notice all throughout the whitetails range, most soybeans are starting to turn yellow, and when you see that, that's not palatable to whitetail deer. They back off that, find another food source. Having a forage crop that's fed deer all summer long and remains palatable all the way to the first hard frost is a huge advantage as a deer hunter and a food plot manager. Not only did this bean field make a huge amount of forage in a drought year, but look at the pod production. And because these pods, not only can I hunt here early season with all the browse pressure on the edge of the field, but I can hunt here late season because the deer will be consuming this grain. These Eagle Seed forage soybeans are really a deer manager's dream. Here's a situation where I had a little bitty field planted in beans and they got hammered this summer due to drought and a lot of deer, but they provided forage all summer long, still providing forage almost into October. And instead of doing anything else, we just drilled right through here and put our wheat. So we had continual forage all summer with the beans. The wheat's coming up, and I call this keeping it green. We never cleaned the table. We never took all the food away by disking or something. We had food here, new food coming on here. The deer keep coming here every day, and that's good news for a hunter. I had the opportunity to get 2 more redneck blinds this week. Go ahead and move them in the field, get them ready for hunting. Now I want to get them out as early as I can so deer can acclimate to the presence. I put them on food plots that are pretty big, and we traditionally do a lot of rifle hunting out there with my children during youth season, my dad and other family members. But I may be doing some bow hunting out of them because one of them we put right by an acorn tree that's probably going to be dropping pretty soon. We've completed a lot of tasks this week and got some more stands hung, but one of the most exciting things is Pitchfork. This is Pitchfork's shed from last year, and I was really worried about him because it's an odd shape where it released from the skull. But he's alive and well. My neighbor sent me pictures of Pitchfork this summer. You know, we share bucks like everyone else does, but we're starting to get pictures on our side of the fence, so to speak, and he's got a small pattern right now, only in one field, but last year he had a major pattern going on. I'm a huge fan of Reconix's free download called BuckView or MapView. Those are just great ways to pattern bucks and learn more about your property. Last year, we had a huge pattern of pitchfork, 140 couple of pictures, and it started out real small like is this year, just kind of bouncing 1 or 2 food plots, and then a third, and then moving on, and got a pretty good view of his range throughout the whole hunting season. This year, he's at 1 plot and probably on my neighbor's land too, but it will start expanding soon as acorns start dropping and does start wearing that magic perfume. It was so relieving to see that Pitchfork didn't have a brain abscess, because when I look at this antler, it caused me wonders. Pitchfork's alive and well, way up on my wish list. Let's see if we can connect with him as the season progresses. You know, I hope you've got some bucks you're dreaming about on your property, and I hope you're starting to get a pattern going on. Get outside and enjoy creation this week. Thanks for watching GrowingDeer.tv.
Grab it right on those 2 flames.